Notice. A tattooed bald man wearing sunglasses has a screwdriver stuck in his neck. He is working with his teammates to mount missiles on an IA-18G electronic warfare aircraft. The missile and missile rack are lifted by a transport vehicle and then hoisted by a rope and hung on the boom of the missile rack. It seems quite cumbersome, without the arm strength of someone who has been single for 20 years. It is very difficult to complete this task. A mechanic who has served for 2.5 years is sitting next to the cockpit checking the condition of the aircraft. The cockpit cover is wrapped with thick aluminum foil, which serves to cool and insulate. It seems that the cockpit cover of the U.S. military aircraft does not consider heat insulation and anti-ultraviolet design, so aluminum foil has to be used as a makeshift. In such hot weather conditions, ground crew are working outdoors. I don't know if there is a high temperature subsidy, but this little female ground crew member in front of us has a worried look on her face. Obviously, she is very unhappy. Probably there is no high temperature subsidy. The bearded mechanic comes to the nose of the aircraft. Looking at his watch, he makes an OK gesture, indicating to the mechanic that the aircraft has been successfully powered on and can be prepared to start at any time. Through the lens of the photographer, we will see in high definition without mosaics the complete process of the U.S. military's most powerful electronic warfare aircraft, from mounting missiles to taking off. After the efforts of multiple teammates for more than half an hour, the missiles are finally mounted. Two pilots who were slacking off in an air-conditioned room also put on anti-G suits and flight helmets and arrived late. After saluting the ground crew, the uneasy pilots began to check the condition of the aircraft. This thing with a small fan is the ALQ-99 electronic jamming pod of the IA-18G. The small fan is actually a small generator that supplies power to the electronic jamming pod through the high-speed airflow generated by the flight of the aircraft. The IA-18G electronic warfare aircraft is codenamed Growler and has very powerful electromagnetic attack capabilities. It can effectively jam radars and other electronic facilities 160 kilometers away, exceeding the strike range of any active air defense firepower. It can carry 2 auxiliary fuel tanks, 3 ALQ-99 electronic pods, and to aim 120 medium-range air-to-air missiles at the same time. It has the ability to conduct long-distance raids, jam and destroy targets after checking the electronic pod, missile rack and fuselage. The two pilots fist bumped with the ground crew member and then entered the cockpit through the boarding ladder. The fuselage length of this aircraft is more than 18 meters. The wingspan is 13.6 meters. The height is 4.88 meters. And the maximum takeoff weight is 29.9 tons. It is equipped with 2 F-14 Gu-400 afterburning turbofan engines developed by General Electric. After single-engine afterburning is activated, it can output a thrust of 9.9 tons. 2 engines can provide nearly 20 tons of thrust. After the pilots board the aircraft, the ground crew member begins to retract the boarding ladder. The boarding ladder of this aircraft is unique. It can be retracted and folded into the street rake of the aircraft and integrated with the aircraft, taking up almost no space. It is convenient and does not affect the performance of the aircraft the pilots are preparing for flight in the cockpit. They fasten their seat belts, connect the anti-G regulator, and press the one-button start button of the aircraft. With a buzzing sound of braking through the air, the aircraft starts successfully. The ground crew member next to him extends his little finger, indicating to the pilots to step on the accelerator to preheat the engine. The little brother is carrying a black bag. Does anyone know what this is for? After the aircraft is preheated, the little brother in green appears and signals the ground crew to pull out the safety pin on the missile and conduct another inspection of the aircraft. As can be seen, the refueling tube of the IA-18G electronic warfare aircraft is of hidden design, and the wings are also fully extended from the folded state. before taking off officially. Two little brothers conduct another seemingly perfunctory and actually inattentive inspection around the aircraft. After all inspections are completed, the pilots gently push the throttle lever and release the handbrake, and drive the aircraft slowly to the takeoff point. Although the IA-18G is an electronic warfare aircraft, its comprehensive performance is not inferior to other fourth-generation fighters at all. Its maximum flight speed is Mach 1.8. It can be filled with 10.7 tons of fuel. The maximum range is 2,300 kilometers. There are a total of 9 hardpoints on the whole aircraft. The maximum external load can reach 8 tons. It is a multi-purpose aircraft that can meet different combat missions. After arriving at the takeoff point, the pilots directly step on the accelerator and drive the aircraft to taxi quickly. After taxiing less than 1,000 meters, the two aircraft take off and climb one after another. Then they retract the landing gear while climbing. Let's not talk about other things first. Although the IA-18G electronic warfare aircraft is not outstanding in stealth performance and maneuverability, its comprehensive performance can reach excellent. As the two aircraft take off one after another,